What is going on, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Piper Academy. I am Army Piper, and this is the Piper Academy Show coming at you every Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about the news, the markets, the charts, which way are we heading, which way are we going, where can we put some money at to actually make some money instead of losing it in this market. That's what we go over here, and we try to give you your daily dose of knowledge. Why? Because knowledge is profit. If you guys are new to the show, go ahead, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. You'll get notified every time that I go live right here on Piper Academy, and I would appreciate it. If you guys already liked and subscribed to the show, then go ahead and share this with a friend and, help them out. The best gift for Christmas this year could be knowledge. So go ahead and do that for me. That would help me out immensely. Welcome to everybody that's in the chat already here. We got Ninja Glock in here, Eric Wallen, Justin Eubanks, Ben Redden in the house. I appreciate it. Trade Fly. Dude, what's up, my man, right there. If you guys don't follow Trade Fly, I'm going to be doing some stuff with him coming up soon. But yeah, he's fellow veteran. So, us military guys, we stick together. That's how we do it. Unity. Um, hey, check it out. We got some stuff going on. Let's go ahead and just we're going to talk about the economy, and we're going to be looking at some news articles. We had the big guy here spoke last night and basically said, yeah, we're going to World War III. That was my take on it. We even went back and watched the whole thing from a clip to get some context. The wife and uh, I got done and said, well, I feel like he even more set us up that we might probably going to be going to war. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And then I'm also going to go over those some trade setups that I had talked about earlier this week, where we are with some of those. And then also we're going to take a look at those five defense contract stocks that I've been talking about. So let's go ahead and jump into the news first here. Where are we at? News, please. Let's go to news. There we go. All right, so let's get into the charts here, or into the news here. Oh, Biden there. Economic calendar. That's what we got. Today, guys, all we have two Fed speakers going on here, Fed Harker and Fed Mester. Monthly budget statement coming out, but it's federal, so who needs a budget anyways? They don't use it. Next week, though, we have Thursday. We're going to have durable goods and GDP growth quarter over quarter coming out. And the next Friday, we're going to get the core PCE price index for September coming in. So find out what that looks like. Right now, it says that it's going to be up 0.3% for the core PCE, 0.2 for the forecast. But right now, it's currently sitting at 0.1. So we'll see how that's looking. It looks like expenditures, personal spending month over month, they're looking like it's going to be down or up. No one knows. No one knows, because people are just spending very weirdly, and we are going into the holiday shopping season, which means that people are probably going to be spending more than they normally would, likely going on a credit card, because credit card debt is just through the roof. What's up, Hihachi? How you doing, brother? Is it possible we have a nice relief rally for alts like now? Yes, Eric, we're going to actually look over that stuff too. So let's go ahead and take a look at the CME watch group here. Looking at what we have for percentages. Tim already talked about this morning on Investing Bros. I'm just going to follow up on it. Looks like right now, 98.5% chance of a pause for November 1st. So we are there. This was showing a slight chance for, it was over here on the left side, saying that we might even come down by 1%, but now it's back to 1% up. Let's take a look at December here. December, 79.2% chance of a pause. Looks like that chance of a rate hike in December now down to only 20%, dropping pretty quickly. And let's go out to January. January still looking like a pause. March, just to be sure, yeah, March, 61.9% chance of a pause, 12.5% chance of a rate cut coming into March right before the halving of Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin liquidations. Give us a little refresh here. Hey, what's up, Red Elephant? How you doing, brother? Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end of the show, I think. Red Elephant, he's some Army gang. The Army gang. The U.S. Army is the largest gang in the world, in my opinion. Looking at Bitcoin here, Bitcoin has $51 million in liquidations, 35.7 million of those being short liquidations there. That's why it's red. In the past 24 hours, 35,442 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $110 million. The largest single liquidation happened on Binance. It was on Bitcoin. Someone lost a total of $2.2 million in liquidation. So, ouch, ouch, ouch. Uh, Five things you need to know for the day, brought to you by Bloomberg today. This is five things you need to know to start your day. Uh, Good morning. Latest developments in the Middle East. Biden casts Russia and Hamas as parallel threats to democracy, and Credit Suisse is reported to be ready for more job cuts. So, yes, Credit Suisse, big bank over there, talking about job cuts. Here's what's moving the market. So, Israel's latest here. Israel military said that it struck Hamas targets in Gaza overnight and hit Hezbollah holdings in response to fire from Lebanon, where the Iran-backed group is based. Okay. Meanwhile, the leaders of Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates met in Riyadh on Friday, their first public encounter in more than 3 years, indicating an effort by the two regional heavyweights to put their differences to one side and confront the threat of the Israel-Hamas war becoming a wider conflict. And I think this is the big concern that everyone has right now, is that this is going to spread. We've already seen some action down on the Egyptian border. We've already seen some action up on the Lebanon border, which is north of Israel versus Egypt, south of Israel, which also touches the Gaza Strip. A lot of conflict going on over there. This has the ability to really just break out of this that little contained area there. So, Biden addressed this last night. President Joe Biden directly appealed to the American people to support funding for Israel and Ukraine's war efforts, warning that Hamas and Russian President Vladimir Putin pose parallel threats. Why did you do that? Go back. Thank you. Pose parallel threats to U.S. democracy. Biden. By the way, for the people that were worried about him talking all night long and ruining television, it was late for Sleepy Joe, and he was like 15 minutes. That was it. The shortest presidential address that I've ever seen in my time. But he put Vladimir Putin right next to Hamas, right next to Hamas. So that was interesting. The roughly 15-minute Oval Office address precedes a formal White House request that Congress provide approximately, there we go, there's what he asked for, $100 billion in resources for Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan. That would be Hamas right there in Iran. So there's our war with the proxy war for Iran, proxy war with Russia, and a proxy war with China. That's pretty much what he's paying for right there with that $100 billion. And don't forget the U.S. southern border, which will probably get like a million of this. That's all. Let's be honest. I live down here. There's nothing going on good with our border. Biden argued that supporting Ukraine and Israel in their fights against Russia and militant groups, respectively, is vital for American national security. And the reason that is because, guys, our strategic petroleum reserves that I've talked about previously, um, I'm going to talk to you about that in a second, Eric Wallen. That I talked to you about recently, the strategic petroleum reserves, they're way down. We're short. We're super, super short. And prices on oil are not coming down. So we've got to get the prices of oil down so we can refill our strategic petroleum reserve, because that alone is a threat to national security, not having enough oil. Tim Warren, what up, brother? How you doing, TA Tim, in the house? Glad to see you in the chat here, brother. Let's go move on to Credit Suisse cuts. And I'm going to go ahead and tag, post. I'm going to favorite your comment, Eric, and we'll talk about that in a second. And there was another one in here. Eric Wallen asked the question again. Eric Wallen just asking questions. You ask a lot of questions, Eric. It's okay, though. I dig it. I dig it. Ask questions. Get the knowledge. Knowledge is profit. There is another one that I wanted to get out of my thing here that someone had said, and it was about alts. Yeah, that was it there. World War III coming. Is a draft coming. That was Red Elephant. There we go. If you haven't smashed the like yet, guys, you guys need to smash the like. Hit that like button. UBS, Credit Suisse, here we go, is poised to start its next wave of job cuts at Credit Suisse, this time targeting about 10% of their support staff. So likely in areas such as compliance, risk, and marketing. Financial News reported this. The Swiss bank informed employees the reductions will start November 6th. So right in time for Christmas. That's awesome. Hey, I know Christmas is coming up and you guys are running tight because of our economy out here in Europe. But yeah, we're gonna cut your job right before Christmas because that's what we do. We don't care about people. We only care about money, like most banks do. Stocks fall. Here we go. Equities fell as investors responded to the threat of a weekend escalation in the Middle East conflict, driving oil and gold higher. We're going to take a look at both of these today. Treasury rose as yields at multi-year highs drew buyers in. So treasuries, those treasury bonds are getting higher. Everybody wants them, and they are moving in. What's up, Crypto Billy? How you doing, my man? Indie Rock Crypto in here. Nice. B10X in here. Haven't seen your name in here in a while, brother. It's good to see you, man. So, yeah, Europe stocks 600 index slumped 0.6% to a 7-month low, while Asian stocks headed for their biggest weekly drop in 2 months. So, China, China just getting rocked over there. So coming up after yesterday's rush of 7 sets of Fed comments, there's a more sedated pace today. Only 2 speakers, which I already talked about. That would be Harker and Mesters. So that's what we have for 5 things you need to know today, brought to you by Bloomberg. Let's go check over here. I had a little thing off of X marks the spot here in my bookmarks. Here we go. Consumer price index year over year percent change. And what we have is 2 lines on here. The yellow is going to be the current one, and then this gray one is the 1960s to 1980, covering that 70s period when we had stupid inflation. So this inflation is following the exact footsteps of the 1970s. Economists are wrong about what's coming next. And we got a whole thread here. I'm going to just cut it down. Oil prices increased from $3 to $30 per barrel between 1970 to 1982. During that time, U.S. home prices tripled, going from 22,000 to 66,000. Guys, I wish that we still had a house that price here in America. There's that chart. You can see that big jump there in median home prices in the U.S. Let's go ahead and check out the next piece of this thread. Number 3, home prices have already surged from 320,000 to 420,000 since 2020. And the US dollar has lost nearly 20% of its purchasing power in the last 3 years. Well, that's what happens when you print off a bunch of money there, Federal Reserve. Um, yes, always watching. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, the US dollar has lost 20% of its purchasing power. They printed off all that money. Obviously, supply and demand. There's a whole bunch more dollars printed off. Of course, it's going to go down. What do you think was going to happen, people? All this is due to the largest spike in inflation since the 1970s. And you can see, looking here, the spike right now that we're at, right there, going all the way across. This is back here in the 79, 80s. And yeah, we're right back into there. Is this the first spike of this big run up that we had over there? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Number 4, many economists suggest that inflation is following a similar path to the 70s. Back then, there were 3 waves of inflation. I just talked about that. 1, 2, 3 pump, right? Are we just now getting into our second pump? And is there another big one coming? If this is extrapolated to today, some argue we're still due for another wave of inflation. Exactly what I was just saying. Looking at sugar futures here, you can see this nice curvature of sugar futures coming up. Commodities show signs of inflation returning. Oil prices have risen 40% since June of 2023. So June, July, August, September, October, 4 months, 40%, 10% per month on average of increases there. And then sugar has nearly 3x'd since 2020. So if you like a little sweet in your life, it's going to cost you a whole lot more. So live cattle more than 2x'd. So the cost for cattle, if you're wondering why your beef is so expensive, that's who you should have beef with right there. The inflation rate. Inflation decomposition, contributions to all-time year-over-year CPI inflation. This big one, services, excluding energy services. That's the biggest cost. So entertainment, all that type of stuff, just crashing the inflation rates here. You can see that energy has actually gotten almost nil going into March 2023 there. So energy has been the main driver of inflation since 2020. It's way down here now. It's starting to come down, not because of its largest component of the CPI, but because due to its volatility. It's hard to plan how much it's going to cost you. So, yeah, that's let me see if there's anything else in here. We know about the oil shock. We know about that. Fortunately, the U.S. Here, this one. This is the one I want to show. Fortunately, the U.S. is now the world's largest oil producer, so it can increase production to compensate for any future oil shortages like in 2022. So something that I do want to point out, though, is there's a difference between that sweet crude that we don't get that here. So, not so much the case always. We do get better oil out of the Middle East. So, that's what I wanted to show there. Let's drop this down. There was another one that I wanted to show. Here we go. This is going to be from the Kabisi letter here. Excess savings in the United States continues to drop sharply. Total excess savings are now down from 2.3 trillion at their peak to just $200 billion. The bottom 80% of American households currently have zero excess savings remaining. So let me know in the chat. Drop me a one if you still have some savings in your checking. Just let me know. Do you still have savings? Is it, and don't put a one there unless you can cover a month of your bills, because that's what I want to see. Do you have savings to cover your cost of living for 30 days? If you do, drop a one in chat. I'm going to bet there's not many ones that drop in there because this would be hard. And matter of fact, you'd be actually looking at probably selling off some of your savings in order to say that you have a one there. So clearly U.S. building an oil refinery apparently. Oh, O'Leary U.S. No, that would be nice. We need to. Good job, Indie Rock. This is by far one of the fastest ever declines in excess savings, all as total credit card debt crosses $1 trillion and total household debt crosses 17 trillion. So painful, absolutely painful. Big news. Big news here, guys. The SEC requests judge to dismiss case against Ripple. We're going to take a look at XRP price, but according to this, currently coming in about 52 cents, up 7.37%. And that is all on the news right here that the SEC has requested to the judge. Look, we know we're beaten. We're defeated. Can you please just dismiss this case against Ripple? Um, I would have loved to have seen the face of the man that had to submit that and say, we're done. Stocks do not count as savings, Eric. Those are investments. You have to sell, and sometimes that might be at a loss or at losing unrealized profits. So I would not count stocks as savings. The Security and Exchange Commission requested a New York-based federal judge to dismiss SEC. Basically, you guys have seen this everywhere. You're going to see it all day long. But yes, that's the bottom line. SEC has dropped their case, and they are done with Ripple. So I told you guys yesterday, China, China. We were restricting AI chips going into China, and we were seeing a drop in the price on things like Nvidia and stuff like that on that news. Well, check this out. Hey, you're welcome, Justin Eubanks. China is now going to counter that restriction of AI chips by restricting graphite, which is the key component for EV batteries coming to the United States. So, yeah, we're going to restrict AI chips going to them. They're going to restrict the growth of electric vehicles in America. So, China stepping up its effort to maintain its manufacturing dominance by restricting the export of graphite, a key material used in electric vehicle batteries. Beijing will require special export permits for 3 grades of graphite starting December 1st. So, I think this is more, it doesn't say it in here, but I am willing to bet that this is in response. There we go. Beijing moves comes just days after Washington unveiled new restrictions on AI chip exports to China. So that's what's going to be happening there. It does make me wonder, though, if you guys recall, not long ago, Elon Musk went over to meet with Matt C. Yeah, that's a good question, Crypto Billy. Where is Matt C? Elon Musk went over to talk to China, to Jinping, and ask him about, he's going to have a private conversation with him. It makes me wonder, did he know that this was coming already? And he went over to talk to him about making sure that he could still keep graphite coming in for his batteries for Tesla. I don't know. That's a good question. We'll see if maybe he has greased the rails a little bit to get one of those licenses so that he can keep that graphite coming in, because that would be very interesting if he was the one that went over and talked to them when no one else did, and now he has a better supply of graphite for his batteries and his number 2 pencils, as Eric Wallen said. over there at Tesla. So be watching on that, because if he's got a better inroad in route to getting graphite for his batteries, he might actually put himself in a really good position. Let's go and jump over to one last article over here. This is going to be coming off of TradingView. Gold prices tops $1,980 in the second weekly win as Middle East conflicts brew. Gold prices sustained their upward swing for a second straight week, up more than 7% for the period. So we're going to take a look at gold, but right now we're going to jump into charts, guys. We're going to jump into charts. So, man, sell your pencils. Pen sells, Indie Rock says. Dude, come on, man. Come on. Come on. Oh, looking through the chat here. Do stocks count as savings? Yes. Red Elephant said no. Tobias, Crypto Billy, Indie Rock Crypto both said all three. I mean, said one. So yeah, good job there, guys. It's important to keep some savings. You know, it's nice to invest, but with uncertainties going on, you need to make sure that you've got, you know, especially if you could be one of those 20% out there that's working at a bank that get their job cut right before Christmas. Good job, Credit Suisse. Yeah, but don't worry, don't worry. You can get like 12 part-time jobs right now, and you can, you know, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be okay. So let's take a look here. Look at it, Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin right now currently sitting at about 29,669. You can see here that we had a run up. It hit the 236 at 30,183, closing all the way up to the high of 30,250. That was where we got a little rejection, a pullback here, rejecting off of my 236. If you guys want to know where that fib line is pulled from, it's going to be coming back here at the high that we had in July, starting from the bottom that we had in June. So there you go. That little pathway created these, and you can see that the 236 is where we rejected yesterday. We had this nice strong buy indicator on the 4-hour chart that popped back here in the golden pocket back on Monday, October 16th. And then we had this crazy wick. That was the fake news of the ETF. I said, watch this range box. If we stay inside this range box, that would be where I'm going to watch for a breakout. Well, ironically enough, and I haven't touched this box at all, we broke out of it. We retested it twice for a nice little tweezer bottom there, and that was it. I do suspect that we are going to come back and try to retest this trend line back here that I've had going on. It was a previous support, and we bounced on it a lot. We broke through it a couple of times, fake out, stuff like that, but it was in play a lot. We had a nice breakdown there off of that retest on the bottom, and then it went sideways down here for this nice little grind. Got back above the dynamic reactor from Chart Prime, hit a nice bounce in the golden pocket, and then we went back and just trading. This was like all day yesterday, guys. We were trading off of the bottom of that old trend line. Well, now we've broken up through it. So I could see that we come back, wick down to that. Maybe it's even over here where it's a really short wick down to that trend line. But the 382 probably going to get retested at 29,150. That trend line coming in somewhere around 28.9. So be watching for that. Yeah, $500 worth of dot. Nice work, man. I work every gas station and Dollar General job. Indie Rock said, hey, Dollar General, Indie Rock, I got a question. I read an article that said that Dollar General has seen a massive shift of people coming in to buy, little cheap electronics and cheap non-necessity things, and that there really been a pickup at Dollar General coming in to buy home good necessities like paper towels, cleaning supplies, stuff like that, because of the inflation rate at grocery stores. People are trying to get their stuff cheaper. Is that true? Have you seen that in Dollar General? Let me know. If you do actually work at a Dollar General, let me know. Okay, so let's take a look. So what else we got going here with Bitcoin? Yeah, I think that we are going to see that pullback there to that 382 at 29,150. Look for that little retest of that trend line there. And let's go take a look at the oscillators. Oscillators here showing that we are really buried deep into that bearish zone. We've got a lot of overbought blocks down here. It looks like we're about to get a ribbon twist to come back to the downside. Heikinashi on the RSI primed RSI candles patterns here. It's starting to get smaller blocks, but we're not getting any wicks yet. You see, when we get these wicks, that typically means that we're going to go static there. Not getting any wicks here. So, yes, the 786 and the platinum pocket all the way down there. Yes, it's cheaper. Well done, Billy. Dot has good quality. Yes. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking for some reversal here, and I giving you guys those ranges. Let's go check out gold. Guys, gold. Here, got my fibs on here, coming all the way from the top back here. Let me isolate this off so I can pull all this into the screen. Coming from the high that we had back here in May of 2023 to the bottom that we had here on October 23rd. Now getting a nice bounce, and you can see Chart Prime gave a buy indicator. We were taken off there and we got up. We rejected for a small second on the dynamic reactor, pulled beneath it, got above it, retest. And now that buy indicator gave us one take profit, two take profit. We retested back down after that, bounced on the 50. I tell you guys, when we hit the 50% line and go up, that means that it is bullish. If we're below it and we reject beneath it and come down, then it's still bearish. When we retested that 50% line, gave confirmation of bullish trend, and now we are perfectly in my golden pockets here. And I told you guys earlier this week, I want to say it was Monday. Let me know if you guys were here watching. I said, I am watching for gold to make its way back to 1,980 in the golden pocket. If it gets there and it holds it, which it looks like it is, I suspect that we're going to the platinum pocket at $2,020. Ironically enough, that's not that difficult to hit, and that was where we actually had our rejection back here in this cycle at this point here. So yeah, it was in the platinum pocket that we had our play around trying to hold it, and it fell. So I do believe that's where we're heading. But yeah, if you guys recall, this week I said watch for the golden pocket to be the target on gold. So if you got into that, congrats to you. Let's go check out the DXY. DXY seeing a little red today. Nothing major though. Still just sideways here in the grand scheme of things, giving everything a chance to make some money. But I do think that we are going to see Dixie go up because we are getting a lot of support on that dynamic reactor and the trend assist. You can see that perfect wick down to it for the test, and now we're just still in a upward trend. You can see prime score sitting at 8. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest trend continuation, we're at an 8 on the prime score, and I don't see that trend changing anytime soon. Dollar very likely to keep moving up. Looking at Solana. Solana had a nice move sitting here off of the charts, guys. Had a nice retest. All the way back here, we had a strong buy, by the way, just so you're tracking. We have a dollar store every 30 feet or so, so we don't have, I don't know. We have Myers and Walmart, but that's it, basically. Nice. Okay, yeah, we flood the dollar stores for cheaper paper towels and stuff. I don't really work there, but I get it. My friend is the general manager. Oh, nice. Very cool. So there you go. So yeah, people are flooding to Dollar General to offset their expenditures by buying cheap stuff. Had a strong buy indicator back here on September 18th on the Solana right here. Kind of traded sideways along the trend assist, but it kept giving it. You could have bought on any one of these bounces off of the trend assistant. Came up into the golden pocket, consolidated there once it punched through. Beautiful, beautiful move up. Gave a take profit there, and then we just had a take profit that printed there in the past 8 hours there. But what I want to point out is that once we got the bounce on the dynamic reactor here and it didn't break it at all, perfectly wicked to the bottom of it, that was where we created this nice trend, continuing up right now, coming in at about $26.92. I do think that we're going to come up and probably retest this 236 here. So if it comes down and hits the 382 for a retest, because we played with it here, but there hasn't been a good retest to the dollar on it yet. Watch for an entry for a long off of that. If we come up to that 236 and you are a scalper, you can probably make a quick scalp off of that 236 on the short time frame, but I don't think it's going to reject too hard off of that unless something drastically happens with Bitcoin. And Bitcoin looking very bullish right now. So that's what I'm seeing there. Let's take off all my drawings. Let's look at the RSI Prime on here. RSI Prime, sorry, the Prime Oscillator Pro, looking way overbought. We are getting some curvature here, but it's not curving and twisting yet, so that's why I think that we still will get that. RSI Prime sitting pretty high here, but again, we had that here. It cooled off for a little pullback, and that would give that pullback there almost to reset this again. Not overly concerned. We can see that we got a green cloud here on the Ichimoku oscillator. All free indicators, these bottom two free indicators from Chart Prime. So if you haven't got them, you should. It's not going to cost you anything, and you're going to enjoy having that knowledge on your charts. So let's see here. What else are we going to go take a look at? I'm going to go take a look at XRP. Guys, I don't know where I was at when I did this. It may have been in TA talks or whatever, but I set these ranges up. Bedredden, you watch pretty much everything I do. If you remember where I set these up and how I did this, I think it was in the last TA talk, but it would be where I had pulled up the fixed range volume profile. And I'll show you guys what I did here with this. Let me turn everything else off. There we go. I had gone in here and I just showed how to create these support lines, these little horizontal lines. Just go there and draw a horizontal line on each of the mountains here on the volume nodes here on the fixed range volume profile. I also did a red one there for the point of control. And then I did some ranges when we had these boxes, big blocks of mountains that you could put a trade range in. Well, ironically enough, it has played out beautifully since I did that on Wednesday. Wednesday would be here. About right there is when I did that. I said, look, we're in support right now, but we got a range box here. Watch, it could probably come down and hit that range box. Trade fly, take care, brother. It can hit that range box. Watch for it to make support on that. If it doesn't, then we're going down lower. Well, it bounced perfectly there on it. And now you can see our price topping here is actually at $52 or 52 cents, I mean, on XRP. We did wick up almost to the top of that value area high of the fixed range volume profile there. But we pulled back down underneath that trend line at 52 cents, went down perfectly wick to the 50 cents and then back up again. So right now it looks like we're trying to make a nice little bull flag here, or a bull pennant. Not sure which one yet on the 4 hour, but definitely these levels off of the fixed range volume profile that I pulled out for you guys here, did really well. I do want to point out, as Tim always says, when you bust through a door, you got to go back and close it. So we broke through that point of control in that entire range with no hesitation. Matter of fact, if we go back to the 1 hour, I think there was a little bit there. Yes, there was. But I would say on the 4 hour, guys, because the 1 hour doesn't really mean a whole lot, this might actually come back to retest that point of control just to confirm that it is now support and not resistance like it was here and like it was here. You can see previous resistance, previous support. It would make sense for this to come back and test that line at about 50.5 cents. So watch for that one on XRP. What else we got? Matic has completely broken that head and shoulders that I said was building there. We had now, due to the pump, destroyed it. So that head and shoulders did not play out. It actually bounced to the upside at the point of touch. So head and shoulders on Polygon, gone out the window. Stacks, I told you guys yesterday, no, actually it was 2 days ago, talking about Bitcoin and its dominance and things that are being built on it, especially when it comes to the stable coins and stuff like that now. And I said, watch for stacks. Well, broke the golden pocket there. It was previous resistance, broke through it there, and now we just retested the top of the 618 on stacks. Stacks is going to be interesting here. I think stacks is going to be one to watch coming up in the time periods ahead. We are looking like we could have a little bit of a pullback here, but as long as we stay at the 618 or at least at the 0.66, there's my T box that I have on there that I said watch that for the range. As long as we stay above that 58 cent mark there in that golden pocket and don't break below it, this is going to reset. And I think we're going to be looking at another move up there, testing that 50 at 75 cents. Guys, that would be a pretty substantial move here. If we just take a look from that 6.6 up to there, that's a 30% move that you could be looking at on stacks. STX. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Up a few percent on XRP news because I FOMO'd, trailing stop loss and profit, but not expecting much more. Good job, man. If BTC drops, some of these alts will be officially declared peaced out. I agree with that, but I'm feeling a little bullish right now on Bitcoin, man. I won't lie. war makes people do weird shit, dude. So, um, if things really break out over there, gold and oil, I'd actually absolutely expect to go up, but I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin take off and go too, furthering this Bitcoin dominance. And I told you guys on Bitcoin dominance, I said, watch this 52.33%. That was our level. Here's yesterday. That's last night. Yesterday's show, we were about right here. I said, we're rejected on it. Watch for it. Well, there you go. Broke it. Now up to 52.5%. Bitcoin dominance is just kicking. Bro, Crypto Billy, I hope I can get it there. And any shows you want to try to get me on, let me know. I had a blast on Sin City Crypto, bro. Had a blast on there. I appreciated you hooking that up for me. But yeah, I would love to get this channel going. I think I'm bringing good info. I think I am. I'm trying. Yeah, so we got still room to move up here on this market cap. So watch that. Total 2 right now, looking like it's moving up. Total 3. Total 3, I had a trend line on here. This was interesting. I've been watching this trend line for a long time. It's going all the way back here to April of 2023. And I was like, look at this trend line. If you guys don't know what Total 3 is the entire crypto market minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it's all of your small caps. So when Bitcoin dominance is up, these typically drop, which is what we've seen with this trend line. That's why I was watching it. We actually broke it and confirmed it now in the past 8 hours, 12 hours actually, right there. So yeah, alt's starting to get some move up, but if Bitcoin goes, don't be surprised. This comes right back into here and maybe even test the bottom trend line. So that's what I'm watching on that total 3 there. Let's go and look at my 5 stocks that I gave you guys over 2 weeks ago. Yeah, appreciate that, man. It was great on there. So let's go here and take a look. I've been talking to you guys about these last Monday. I said these are the 5 stocks to watch based on what's going on with war. You guys know 22 years in the U.S. Army. And one of the things that I watch closely is what's going on in the world military-wise. And I know that when military things happen, these companies always seem to have their name around the bases that I was at overseas. Booz Allen Hamilton, right there. And that white line that you're going to see in all these charts is when I talked about it. So we are coming back down now over the past couple of days, but they had a nice run up total from when I talked about that. Let me turn off the magnet so I can get a good read here. That was a move up of about 8.5%. Now coming down from that point to now about 5.7% down. And if we go from when I talked about it to its current level, still up 2.3%. Let's go. Hey, what's up, Joe Nickel? How you doing, brother? Let's go take a look at Lockheed Martin here. I gave you guys my buy-in point. That's that white line right there. That morning time of the show when I did it. And we came back, retested that level perfectly, by the way, which was about the Monday morning opening somewhere in there. It is now up. Let's go see. How much are we up here? That is going to be up 5% since last Monday. Let's go and look at General Dynamics. General Dynamics coming up, creating this nice little, I would watch this here. I'm going to show you guys something. Learning moments with Army Piper. Here we go. We're going to go in here and we're going to make a trend line. And let's go to the 1 hour so I can get a little bit better. Here we go. We're going to do this. And we're going to pull this across. And then we're going to take this one here. And we're going to pull this one across, getting those touches. So we're down right now in this little falling wedge pattern. Guys, watch for a breakout here. Because if we get a breakout on this and it bounces up, can I get my drawing tool back? Thank you. And it bounces up here and it breaks through and retests that, that's more upside. And that would be beautiful to see on the chart there. So yeah, still looking at upside here on General Dynamics here from when we talked about it to now up 3.7% at its high point, almost 8% up. Raytheon still grinding to the upside there. And looking like it is up a total, not as much as everything else, but guys, Raytheon, they're providing a lot of the air defense systems going on in the Iron Dome of Israel. So just keep an eye on that. That's about up about 1% right now. Last but not least, Northrop Grumman, way up from when I talked about it. Let me know in the chat if any of you got into this. I know Gia tried to, but her broker said no, and he was wrong. Your broker was wrong. Um, Almost 10% up on Northrop Grumman. And then this one, I said, Spirit Aero Systems. And I was like, guys, I know right now it doesn't look like it's doing much because it was all the way down here still. If you look at where Monday was last week, Monday is going to be here. I was like, look, I know it's nowhere near as high as the other ones. It even came back and went a little bit below that. But I said what they do is going to become relevant really quickly. That chart up 33% since I gave you that call 2 weeks ago on Monday the 9th, I believe it was. So let's go look at in phase right here. In phase dying, man. Good Lord. Good Lord. Let's see. Are you still in on this in phase, bro? I know that you were there, Eric, before. So, did you get out of it? Are you still in phase? Are you dollar cost averaging? What are you doing here? And I will go in and we'll do some fresh TA on this thing. Let's do some fresh TA. It looks like I was talking about this back here before. I said watch for this level to be the rejection point, and as of Tuesday this week, it dropped from there hard. Mr. J, welcome, brother. So yeah, if you remember right, I was talking about, I said, here's a, resistance, or here's support bounce. Here's resistance. It was underneath it. We rejected there. Watch for another rejection there to the downside, and bam, that's exactly what happened. Um, Dude, hey, I can only give you guys knowledge. I don't give financial advice, but hopefully what I teach you guys, you can use yourself and make your own decisions. So let's go do some let's go look and see. What is this, the lowest it's ever been? Oh, good Lord. Yeah, we're back down below even long-term ranges. I'm going to the daily chart on this one, man. We're going to go over here. Oh, good Lord. You're killing me, bro. We're going to go over here and look at this. We are going to put a support line right here. That was where we were trying to bounce and hold. We've dropped below it now, but now it's going to try to come back up. But watch for this coming back up on the daily and rejecting off of this previous support. I'm going to go and pull over from its all-time high to this last bottom over here. Here we go. Here we go. Let's throw some fibs on this chart, and then we'll throw a fixed range volume profile on here, and then we'll look and see what chart prime is telling us. Oh no. Oh no. It's rejected on the golden pocket even. Yeah, bro, this is probably heading down to the platinum pocket if it can't get above that resistance line. Okay. Knowledge and patience equals profits. Yes. And Indie Rock, patience produces uncanny profits. So there you go. Let's see here. Let's throw on some fixed range volume profile here. See if we've got a point of control at least down here to catch this bad boy. Let's go into there. Fixed range volume profile. We're going to take this entire range. We're going to see where we're at. Point of control coming all the way in down there. If we bring it in off of this lower level here, let's grab this. I want to grab that. We're going to bring this over to where we are off of this. So this is going to give us all of that range. And let's, oh, wait, I grabbed the wrong one, man. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, we just rejected just now off of that value area low also, bro. I'd be watching for this to come back down to 0.786 at least, $89.63. So yeah. That's what I have there. Let's pull on some chart prime onto it, see how that's looking, and then we'll take a look at the oscillators and stuff below. Wow. Yeah, dude, in phase, it's breaking my heart. We had a sell indicator. Oh, wait, we're on the daily. Let's go back to the 4-hour. We had a sell indicator on this all the way back. If it loads, it's loading. Give it time. Patience. Patience. I got a lot of charts going here. There we go. We had a sell indicator that popped here on yesterday morning. So yesterday morning, we had a sell indicator. You can see that we tried to get above the dynamic reactor, couldn't hold it. We were beneath that most of the time. But we did hit both of our take profit marks, the purple and the red. So haven't seen the max profit kick in yet, which is going to be like a reversal indication, but we are way overbought on the 4 hour. I want to compare this to the daily. Daily RSI is low, but yeah, this looks like it's coming back down, man. On the daily, it's very bearish. 4 hour might get a little pump up, but the daily is still saying downside. And if you look at the daily on here, the daily gave a sell indicator on this all the way back in January of this year. So, yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's ugly. Am I the only one who thought of Manny the Uncanny from the old Saturday? I know, but now that you mention it, that does fit, bro. What else do we have here? I think that's it. We looked at all of those things. Oh, I was going to show you guys the 10-year to 2-year treasury yields. Here we go. We are at 0.16, negative 0.16. So the inversion is starting to get back to normal. I would like to see this come down, but right now the 10 is just absolutely rocking. If we go to the 10-year yield, 10-year yield continuing to the upside. Guys, if we break this 5, I'm going to go ahead and set an alert here on this. We're going to put this here, and I'm going to, if I get this triggered, I will let you know. But it's the 5% mark that I'm watching here. Okay, let me set this, and I'm going to, this is on the 2-day. I need this on the daily. I need it on daily. And you can see we rejected on the 5 on the daily. 5% is a important number to look at on the 10-year. And I'll tell you what the play out of this is in a second. Add an alert here. We're going to add an alert. The 10-year, I want it to be greater than at the close on the daily. And I'm going to put 10-year yield alert. Okay, there we go. Guys, what this is going to do is that when it breaks and closes above that line on the 10-year yield here, it's going to give me an alert and let me know. The reason this is bad is that if we close above this 5% and it's now looking like 5% and higher, it's going to be better than any returns that you can get right now anywhere. Across any of the stock markets, any indexes, any of the real estate, anything like that, and it's no risk. No risk for a 10-year yield. So, Jenna X in the house, what's up? Thanks for joining me. If this breaks the 5% mark on the 10-year yield, you're going to see a lot of people go risk off, and they're going to start putting their money into the 10-year yield, which is going to have a drastic effect on anything that is a risk market. And that includes stocks, cryptos. I mean, obviously, you're still going to have small projects that do their moves, and you're still going to have, little pump candles and anything. But I think overall, the smart money is going to start moving into the 10-year yield, especially if we have the threat of World War III on the horizon. When Biden last night made the comment that referencing World War II with production and manufacturing of democracy, that was a pretty scary line for him to come out. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking at on the 10-year, and I'm watching that one closely, though, folks. And I got an alert set there, so when it breaks it, I will let you know. And on X, I will drop that X post, and we'll talk about it. So, just for those that are wondering, yes, I still have my Tesla stock. It hurt me yesterday. It touched me in a bad way yesterday. So. Yeah, Tesla not looking too good today. Down a massive amount on their earnings reports, but that's okay. I dollar cost average down here in the platinum pocket, so add a little bit to it. Nvidia still underneath its 236, almost retested it there, but it's got a nice order block here with medium liquidity that it seems to be bouncing on. Amazon touching on its dynamic reactor, and Google sitting up in its platinum pocket with a beautiful retest. So Bitcoin, let's look at it one more time before we get out of here. Like I said, don't be surprised if we come back down and retest that trend line there right below the 382, because it needs to be checked again. We need to retest this again, in my opinion. So gold continuing up. Remember, watch that 1986 mark. If it breaks it, we're heading to $2,023 at the 786. Dixie's starting to turn green again, so we might see some pullback today, guys. Brace yourself. And I told you, all of my little support lines here off of the fixed range volume profile, we've got to get through that 51.7 cents there in order for this to turn bullish again and continue this trend up. We did retest that 50.8 cent mark, but now we got to get back into that. If not, that fixed range volume profile there going to keep us back down, likely coming back down to the 50.8 cents. So, oh yeah, there we go. Let's jump over here. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I tried to get as much in as I can so that you guys can get all this knowledge. About a 50-minute show today. I appreciate everyone joining me here. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do all of this. If you guys want to get these strong sell and indicators that I was showing that said, hey, buy here, sell here, bounce on this line, get into it. All those indicators that I was using, that's all Chart Prime. If you guys want to get that, all you got to do, 45% off, link down below in the description, and you can get your 45% off your first monthly or quarterly subscription there. And then you get free classes. You get more knowledge over there for free in the Discord. And then you can also get those indicators and enter your longs and your trades so that you can make some profit, because knowledge is profit, and knowledge is where I get a big chunk of knowledge from Chart Prime. So, hey guys, thanks for joining me here. Shill's over. We're back here. I'm going to be here Monday morning, right back here, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, giving you guys all the news, the charts, the data, the alpha, everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Thanks for joining me. Have a good weekend, guys. Trade safe, stay primed. I'll catch you guys Monday morning.
That was awesome, dude!